Everyone, aloha. Welcome to 33 of the Tech Summit here. Today, we're going to switch up gears a little bit. But before I begin, I wanted to say that this has been an amazing week so far. What a beast of a day we had yesterday. We had over 820,000 views. So we're going to switch gears a little bit today. The technologies that we unveiled yesterday will power the digital transformations of other segments like XR and compute. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So to kick it off, I'm going to roll a video that I think you'll all be relating to. Let's roll the video.
The video conference has begun.
Hello, Barry here.
Dylan signed in.
Hey team, okay, we've got 1 hour to make these changes. Is everyone up to speed on the Tiki design?
Why are we changing this again? I thought we had it right the first time.
Awesome. Okay, as you can see here, I've outlined our agenda. Can you all read my whiteboard?
Kind of.
Great. Let's start. Number 1, go.
Is number 1 Will or Jill?
I'm seeing Jill.
No, looks like Will.
Jill, color, go.
Well, we can't see the mug's true color with this connection. That being said, I'm confident that we should stick with our scheme and use the entire chain for neutral.
Jill?
Moving on, number 2, Dylan, your thoughts?
What features are we addressing?
We are addressing the nose. The client wants it bigger like this reference mug here.
Can you describe the nose? Come on, people, learn to drive.
Are you driving right now? You can't see me?
No, I can't see you.
Number 3, let's go.
Barry here. My category is depth.
No, depth.
Got it.
Depth, Harry. How much liquid can you put inside the mug?
Guess that would depend on the nose.
Did someone say nose?
Hello? Is anybody there?
No.
You guys are
yeah.
and I'm
I
not
can hear Jill
a
now.
lunatic.
Chad, don't worry. Before this phone call, I've been working on some stuff that resolved all of our problems.
Okay, great. Let's see it.
I think we fixed it.
Well, what am I looking at here?
Can you not see my whiteboard?
No, Harry, I can't see it.
Chad, you see what I made? Chad.
Okay, and your kid is dancing behind you there.
It's all solved, Chad. I think we could just wrap this baby up, Chad.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Vice President and Head of XR, Hugo Swart.
All right. Good morning. I'm very excited to be here kicking off the day with you. So let's start thinking about the video we just saw. Show of hands. How many of you have experienced something like this, be it on a conference call or video call, say over the past month? Hands? Yeah, I think everyone relates to it. I mean, I definitely see it, unfortunately, a lot. Now, what if I told you that extended reality, or XR, can be even better than reality, especially for the use case we just saw? Today, we have big Qualcomm XR product news that will change the way we collaborate and socialize using a combination of XR, AI, and 5G. Now, to set the stage, the digital transformation has begun, and reality is changing. We're moving towards a new world where virtually everyone and everything is connected. We're moving towards a new world where XR, which is an umbrella term for VR, AR, MR, is the next mobile platform. We're all going to be soon wearing glasses for hands-free, immersive and interactive communications and content consumption anytime, anywhere. Now, Qualcomm is at the heart of this digital transformation. Starting with the tracking algorithms, GPU optimizations, we invested in XR 10 years ago. As usual, Qualcomm makes big technology bets and invests early. You may remember many years ago, smartphone AR demonstrations. So we took those algorithms, those optimizations, move it to the chip. Snapdragon 820 was the first chip that we considered as meeting the minimum requirements for immersion. That was 4 years ago. We built reference designs. And with the reference designs, we enable multiple OEMs to come to market. Now, during this journey, we've been able to make virtual reality really mobile with standalone devices like the Oculus Go, the Oculus Quest, the Vive Focus Plus, Pico, and many others in China, allowing people to be transported into a virtual world, going inside a game, visiting a distant location, be in the surgery room. I still remember a few years ago bringing a VR headset home, giving it to the kids calling it the new world. Daddy, can I play with the new world? My turn to play with the new world. Made me realize, yes, we are indeed creating a new world. Also during this journey, we have enabled computing with digital elements overlaid on our real world through augmented reality devices like the HoloLens 2, like the Glass Enterprise Edition 2, and Real Light, and many others. Earlier this year, we announced that an oil and gas company in Kazakhstan is deploying 10,000 units of a RealWear device to improve efficiency in their remote workforce. This is happening. And the result of the Qualcomm long-standing commitment in XR is that today, Snapdragon powers the top XR platforms in the world: Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Vive. We already launched 30 devices across augmented reality, virtual reality with Snapdragon. And the good news is that we don't intend to stop here. This is just the beginning. XR has the potential to be one of the world's most ubiquitous and disruptive technologies in the not-so-distant future. Now, today, we already see many applications beyond gaming and entertainment. For instance, training and education, both in schools and enterprises. Many of you heard about the Walmart case, where every new employee in the US is trained in VR before facing a customer. Very interesting demo, by the way. Hope you all get to see. We have it later today. So on the Oculus, you'll see a Walmart new employee being trained on how to face an angry customer at the cashier. You'll love it. Industrial logistics, where workforce now have a lookup with instructions, the manual in the field of view. Medical, for things like pain management, stroke rehabilitation, things you would never think about before you start to work in this space. Tourism, retail, and more. I can really stay the whole day talking about use cases here. Now, these transformative experiences are enabled by different device form factors. Started a few years ago, I think everyone remember the cardboard, putting your smartphone in front of your eyes, or those gaming PCs with cables and lighthouses to get tracking. Those days are gone. Now we have standalone VR and AR headsets. It's truly mobile. All the processing being done on the headset. Cable-free, simple to use, portable for truly mobile XR experiences. Qualcomm created the standalone category together with our partners and believe that the standalone category is here for the long run. Now, we also realize that one size does not fit all, that XR devices should meet the needs of different users and applications. So beyond standalone, the next form factor, the next category that I want to talk about, and that you all should be very excited, especially in the 5G industry, is what we call XR viewers, where the processing is split between the headset and something you have in your pocket, like your 5G phones. We showed XR viewers for the first time MWC Barcelona. Many of you may have seen in our booth and in many demonstrations since then. Now we have customers launching XR viewers, and a few of our guests later today will talk about it. I'm sure you will love it. You can imagine yourself with your 5G phone in a train, or even a plane, or sitting in a line, taking your glass accessory, put it on, connecting to your 5G phone, and experiencing immersive video, games, and so forth. Really pay attention to the XR viewer category, especially tied to 5G phones. Next form factor, next category. Same idea of distributed processing, but now distributed processing between the headset and a gaming type PC in proximity, in the nearby vicinity. Applications like 3D CAD design, super high performance gaming, they do need that $2,000 PC. Now, what we offer is what we call boundless XR for PC. Basically, what it is a low latency wireless link between the headset and the PC, where I can split the processing, have the heavy workloads done on the PC, tracking and other things done in the headset, and having an amazing user experience. We announced it at GDC earlier this year. We have customers launching now. Pico, very soon we'll have this available commercially. Last category I want to talk about. Same split processing concept. Now with 5G. Boundless XR with 5G. Once you have 5G in the headset, now I can have the same split processing between headset and a more powerful engine, but now in the edge of the cloud. Remember 2 days ago, Nikki Palmer talking about mobile edge compute and all the infrastructure that Verizon and other operators are doing in Mac? Well, this is one of the use cases that it will enable, boundless XR for 5G. So now we talked about the 4 categories of form factors or XR devices: standalone, viewers, boundless XR for PC, boundless XR for 5G. Now let's talk about go-to-market channels, market segments. It's not just Qualcomm that is investing to make XR a reality for everyone. We're working with many partners across the consumer space, enterprise, and we see more and more operators, carriers, embracing XR as part of their product offering. Now, to tell us more about some of these key use cases in XR offering, I want to invite my colleague and friend, Andrea Hogan, Senior Director of Partner Marketing, to take us through our guest. Welcome, Andrea.
Thank you, Hugo. Thank you, Hugo. Wow, aloha, good morning. Maui in December, it feels good. All right, I am kind of curious though. So how many of you, if you are not here with Qualcomm in Maui, will be in a cold climate somewhere else? Show of hands. Okay, I feel you. Okay, so hailing from Ireland originally, which is probably one of the wettest climates in the world, and definitely cold today, it just feels great to be here. So we've had 2 days of fantastic weather, but more importantly, we've had 2 days of incredibly innovative announcements. But innovation cannot reach its true potential without collaboration. And when innovation and collaboration converge, true magic happens. So for the next 20 minutes, I have the privilege of being able to introduce you to some of our most innovative partners that we are collaborating with to make XR magic. Collaborating with partners to innovate and push the boundaries of where XR technology is, what it can enable, and where it can lead us is important to Qualcomm. We have a very unique and special place in the ecosystem with partnerships and collaborations that span many segments. When Qualcomm innovates and breaks through, the entire ecosystem leaps forward, and the whole world benefits from the options that emerge. We are proudly, keenly, and actually very humbly aware that the XR industry looks to Qualcomm to power their products with our capabilities and features, and that our brilliant customers, and just look at this slide, look at the scale of our partners, our OEMs like Microsoft, Lenovo, Oculus, to our enterprise solution providers like Spatial and Accenture and Mitchell, to our component and technology providers like Gore-Tex and Ultraleap, and our operators like Verizon you heard from yesterday, and in the last month alone there have been announcements in the XR space by 3 Korean operators, KDDI, LG Plus, and KT. A phenomenal amount of partners that all rely on our invention to bring their technologies, solutions to consumers. So XR is going to change the way we as consumers interact with the world around us. Like in gaming, I think we can all agree that no vertical or space has been more synonymously tied to XR than gaming. Now, at the risk of being booed off stage, I will admit that I'm not a gamer, but I do know my son, like probably many of you gamers out there, would much rather be in the game of Fortnite than playing it on a screen in front of him. Consumers everywhere are enjoying venturing into new game worlds, as signaled by the recently successful Oculus Quest launch. Speaking of successful, a powerhouse in the gaming place, Unity is the creator of the world's leading 3D development platform. Unity empowers anyone, regardless of their skill level or industry. And made by Unity experiences have reached a staggering 3 billion devices, and an even more staggering 34 billion devices have been installs have been done in the last year. So, to tell us more about how they're pulling audiences into new XR realities, please welcome Timothy West, XR Director from Unity.
Thank you. I'm so excited for the future that we're going to be outlining over the course of today. First, I'm going to talk about a couple things. I'm going to give a brief introduction to Unity, for those of you who don't know. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about consumer augmented and virtual reality, both where we are today and, of course, where we want to go. Now, I think you already just heard these numbers, so I'm not going to repeat them too much. 3 billion devices, 33 billion downloads, but I will do the math for you. That is 1,102 downloads a second on devices of applications that have been made with Unity, and that doesn't just include games. Let's move on. Has anyone heard of Childish Gambino? Any Childish Gambino fans there? Yeah. Okay, so earlier this year, he made the first multiplayer, multi-device AR musical experience. It was made with Unity. And the cool thing about this is it allowed all of his fans to interact with him regardless of which device they were using. Of course, there's also Beat Saber, which is the first virtual reality game to have over 1 million downloads. Who's played Beat Saber? I hope you have it here. All right, awesome, okay. For those of you who haven't, you should try it out. It's a combination of Dance Dance Revolution, Guitar Hero, and lightsabers. Of course, it's the top-selling VR game, right? Okay, but these experiences and all of the other amazing experiences that have been made with Unity are possible because, I'm getting a little deep here, because of changes and shifts in human-computer interaction. It is really easy to miss it when you are right in the middle of it. But the fact is that we are all now carrying devices in our pockets or picking them up and taking photos right now. Low-powered computer devices that can ingest real-world data and do something really cool with it. And we think at Unity that this is as fundamentally interesting, as important as the move from a mainframe computer to the desktop computer, or even when computers came online. Networking was the last great computer revolution. We all know about this. And the cool thing there is it took us from being on just one device and stuck to that device to being able to check our email on our phone and then go home and check it on our computer. We do it every day. Again, it's hard to see it when you're in the middle of it. But now we are in an era where we have these low-power devices, smart speakers, self-driving cars, what have you, not just phones. They tend to be pretty high-powered, actually. But you can actually use these to interact with each other, or have world awareness, and input real-time data about the user, the environment, themselves, and other devices around them. They're not just networked. They're able to interact and react. And this is why, just to bring it back down to reality again, you can now use your face to pay for your groceries. This is the next shift. We think this is really interesting. We think this is fascinating. And this is a huge opportunity for Unity. And this has led us to change not only how we think about applications across the board, but specifically augmented and virtual reality and applications. The numbers that I showed you earlier are incredible, but they don't really speak to the bigger picture. Where do we truly see consumer augmented and virtual reality over the next decade? We think of it like this. We think that digital objects are going to become first-class citizens, and that humans are going to start to be able to interact with their computers in ways where digital objects start to feel real. Let me set up a scenario. It's 10 years from now, and you want to check your email. You will have your choice. Do you want to put on your augmented reality glasses to check it, to see something in 3D? Go do that. You go into work, and now you're at your desktop, and everything seamlessly syncs. Maybe you go home, and you're watching Netflix on your television, but you're still wearing your glasses, and when you pick up dishes to go clean them up, Netflix follows you into the room, and it follows you into the kitchen, and your smart speakers are changing the audio along the way. Now, given Unity's leadership in real-time 3D, we have the opportunity to actually start to build these types of spatial applications. And we're currently thinking through the systems, the infrastructure, and the tools that are needed to make this a reality. That being said, we understand that making augmented and virtual reality applications, even today, is extremely difficult. And it's also pretty fundamentally different. Virtual reality and augmented reality have very different applications. They have very different use cases. They have the need for different tools. So at Unity, we are excited to be building out the tools to help, frankly, anyone make really robust and interesting XR. And we're enabling this in 3 different ways. First, we have a new feature called the AR Foundation. An AR Foundation provides an abstraction layer that allows our developers to build once, deploy everywhere. The cool thing about this is it's not just build once, deploy to a game console. It's saying something like, hey, computer, find me a face, and it'll find the face regardless of what device you're using or what machine learning tools you are using. Secondly, we're making it really easy to build instant, small, embeddable experiences with our Project Tiny initiative. It is the perfect tool for allowing XR developers to make apps that are small and can download in context. And finally, we have our mixed and augmented reality studio, also known as Project Mars. And this is the authoring tool suite that we built for Unity to allow our developers to start building these multi-device, multi-environment experiences in real time and actually bring real-world data into the editor. So Qualcomm is providing this efficient computing solution to enable really great mobile XR. And Unity is laying the groundwork to provide the most accessible real-time platform on which developers can create really amazing mobile and augmented reality experiences. And we think with these 2 things combined, we can actually have this distributed computing future that we are all dreaming of within our lifetimes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a bunch. Thank you, Timony. Great to see all the incredible things the guys in Unity are doing, reaffirming that they are the ultimate development platform for XR. Qualcomm has always been in the business of inventing breakthrough technologies that transform industries. In the enterprise space, XR will deliver a massive impact, enhancing productivity, streamlining processes, enabling widespread communications and training, and ultimately providing operational efficiencies that enhance the bottom line. I jumped one ahead, sorry about that. One such company that is revolutionizing how the property, casualty, and collision repair processes is done is Mitchell International. Please welcome Debbie Day, EVP and GM of Mitchell International.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. It's great to see everybody. Before I launch into what exactly autophysical damage means, I'd like to share with you how thrilled and happy I am to be a partner with Qualcomm in their XR program. And I would like to start out by telling you a little bit about Mitchell. First, we're headquartered in San Diego, California, same place as Qualcomm is, very, very close. And Mitchell is a 73-year-old company. Now we're considered an insurtech company. And Glenn Mitchell founded Mitchell in his garage in 1946. He started post-World War II by creating lists around cars, parts prices, parts descriptions. And in 1946, you can imagine what repairing a vehicle was like. Nowadays, we're going to talk about how to properly and safely repair a vehicle in 2019 and beyond. So what exactly is autophysical damage? It is literally damage to a vehicle. And the division I run is about the proper and safe restoration of a vehicle post an accident. So we connect over 300 insurance carriers with 20,000 repair facilities in the US and Canada. And as you can see here, we've got $26 billion of loss costs coming through annually, 8 million appraisals, and 20,000 repairers. So with that kind of volume moving through car accidents, you can see that we have a lot of complexity in today's software. But that's not all of Mitchell. We also do even more on the medical side. So this is now damage to the body, whether that's a car accident, a workman's comp claims. So we're again connecting insurance carriers, medical examiners, pharmacies, et cetera. But our universal mission is to help people after a challenging event. And that could be damage to the vehicle, damage to the body. And so although we're a 73-year-old company, we are now considered an insurtech company. What we talk about every day is touchless claims, digital consumer journey, combining artificial intelligence, 5G, and augmented reality. And that's what I'm about to share with you today. So how many of you have been in an accident? Have you? That's not that many. We have a very safe, or maybe you're not raising your hands. So I don't know if you know, but the average consumer gets in an accident every 7 years. So if you've been in an accident less than that, you're out of you're in the clear. But if you're over 7 years without an accident, you may be due. So be careful. That's what I always say, be careful. Because it's hard to repair a vehicle today. And this audience probably knows via that center image that there's an awful lot of technology on a car, a lot of sensors. And so the image on the right that shows what looks to be a left front fender actually has probably a lot of sensors behind it, and that you're just not pounding out sheet metal like you used to. But to be able to put that car back on the road safely and have all those sensors work is enormously complex. Next, you may have heard this, that Uber and Lyft and other people that said there's no need to worry about all this complexity around cars. Why? Because nobody's going to own cars. And actually, this is the Wired article, who I think might be in the audience, that I really liked, which was the death of cars was greatly exaggerated, and that actually in cities where ride sharing is the most prevalent, car ownership is increasing. So that's New York, LA, you name it, Boston, Philadelphia. And this complimentary article around the personal car ownership by Bruce Schaller, who's the former head of the New York City Transportation Division, is really fascinating. So I'd urge you to check that out. So if that's the case, maybe the maintenance and service and repair of vehicles is really important to us. And certainly if it's you or your family, it's critically important. And that's why I like this quote by Mary Barra, which says, in the next 5 years, we're going to see more change in automotive than we've seen in the last 50. So why would the CEO of General Motors make that audacious statement? Here's why. A car is no longer a car. A car is a computer on wheels. The average car has 60 to 100 sensors on it. That is expected to go to 200 sensors in the next couple of years. That means 22 billion sensors for the automotive segment. And as you look at this very fascinating graphic, to me it says two things. One is, look at what those sensors are doing. A lot of it is around safety. So those sensors better be right and they better be calibrated correctly if they get damaged. That's the first thing it says. Second thing it says is that a body tech or a repair facility worker, collision repair guy, is no longer working on a car. They are more like a software engineer than a body tech of the past. So at Mitchell, we have been looking at augmented reality for years. And that's because our mission, 73-year-old company, is about people getting back into their car post an accident, and that vehicle is like it was prior to the collision. And so you can see here we've got a few experiments that we've been running with AR over the last several years. And I want to point to 3 automaker uses of augmented reality to make my point. The first one is Toyota. Here's an example of Toyota on the manufacturing line. What used to take 2 people 1 day to measure paint thickness, because actually that's really important, 2 people 1 day now takes people 4 hours. They used to put a piece of paper literally on the car to measure it through the manufacturing line. Now they use augmented reality to do that same test. Next example, General Motors. General Motors, and this is the camera example, they have a capability called the Transparent Trailer View, TTV. And they put it on their 2020 vehicles, whether that be the Chevy or the GMC trucks. And this is a very interesting example of AR. There's a camera on the back of the vehicle, there's a camera on the back of the trailer, and watch what happens. By superimposing those photos, look what you see. You've got a reality where I literally am looking through that trailer to understand what's going on in my environment. So here again, we have cameras that are driving a safer experience for drivers, and when those get repaired, they've got to be repaired very, very carefully. Last example is Mercedes. Pretty straightforward example in that here we've got AR being placed on the dashboard. It's helping you with navigation. How is it doing it? House signs, directions, arrows, and it's looking all of your environment. And this technology is just getting better and better. So I haven't even talked about airbags or lane departure systems or anything, but I hope that gives you a sense of what all those sensors are doing to make you safe should something happen. So coming back to our mission, proper and safe repair of a vehicle, we take super seriously. And I said, if you're in an accident, our mission is to make sure that your family is back in a car that still has a lane departure system that works, a backup camera that makes sure that you don't go into your mailbox or something worse. So in order to do that, we have been combining artificial intelligence and augmented reality. We did not even know that we needed something called XR at the time to be able to do a proof of concept. What I'm about to share with you is something that we've got running in Canada. I said 20,000 repair facilities are faced with this enormous challenge of repairing vehicles of enormous complexity. There's no car that is the same anymore. And what used to be able to be in one book is now an enormous mountain of information, so a repairer can deal with that complexity called that vehicle. So I'd like to share a quick video with you which depicts the proof of concept that we've got running, and let's roll it. I'm gonna voice over this. So here, this is Mitchell's Tech Center in San Diego. Here we have a repairer looking at the repair procedures. He puts on his XR glasses. This is what we've been working on with Qualcomm. The camera is invoked. He goes to the car. He scans the VIN, which is the vehicle identification number. That gets sent to Mitchell. We decode the VIN. We understand that that's a 2017 Silverado. It's got four-wheel drive. We know what repair procedures are applicable for that kind of car. We understand what the headlamp replacement is, the order in which you do things. You don't necessarily, for example, disconnect the battery at the beginning. It depends on the vehicle. Then after you remove this, you can remove the front. And so this technical information is being presented in the glasses, and he's verbally interacting. Zoom in, more information here, bring up the hood procedure, and then he can, in real time, hands-free, begin to repair this vehicle. He can also phone a friend, call the OEM, call the vehicle owner, call the insurance company. So now look at what we've just seen. We've seen content, we've seen camera, we've seen technical procedures, we've seen access to experts, hands-free. This blew people away. So a month ago, Hugo was at Mitchell's conference in Florida, and we showed this video, and I cannot tell you how excited that audience was. We also had the glasses in what we would call our demo hub. So just to restate, I'm really thrilled that Mitchell is an inaugural partner with Qualcomm in their XR program. To look ahead in the future is just fascinating to me. We do have this running in the Qualcomm demo lounge. We'd welcome you and your input. I think the future is just fascinating. This combination of 5G, AI, AR, XR is going to do all of this and beyond. I'd like to say thank you for your time, attention, commitment, and I hope you have a great conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Debbie. Mitchell's smart glasses solution is a prime example of XR delivering both innovation and value in enterprise. But just like Mitchell, many innovative companies and institutions are pioneering new XR solutions at scale. The Accenture XR Group helps companies envision, create, and deliver impactful XR experiences that fuel business growth. Here to tell us more about who they're helping and why companies are implementing XR in the first place, and I'm going to get this right because I've been practicing all week, is Rafa Ella Camara, Director at XR Accenture.
Did a great job. Good morning, everyone. When it comes to XR at Accenture, we have two fundamental beliefs. The first is that XR is one of the key emerging technologies that each client of ours needs to adopt in order to be able to compete in the post-digital era, where each consumer, each employee, and each business partner will have to have their own individualized reality. That is why in April of 2017, we launched Accenture XR, our global practice with hundreds of practitioners worldwide. The second belief is that XR is a strategic ecosystem play. We take the lead at expanding the market, working closely with partners like Qualcomm, creating and deploying XR solutions that both consumers and enterprise can adopt at scale. We organize our solutions around four main areas. The first is connected worker, how to help field workers be more efficient while on the job. Immersive learning, how to create innovative learning that leads to better outcomes. Virtual merchandising, how to maximize sales from any specific physical environment. And finally, XR consumer journey, how to take the traditional digital consumer journey and extend it using AR mobile, mixed reality glasses, and VR. So let me show you an example of each quickly. KLM was looking for a way to make their technicians more efficient while performing tasks on their jobs, specifically when performing maintenance on their engines. What they have to do is they have to refer to multiple manuals throughout the process, and that can make them less accurate, and it takes a long time. So using the Microsoft HoloLens, we created a solution that allows them to rotate the engine, see all the parts, see what they have to do next, without having to refer to a manual. That allowed us to decrease the amount of time that it takes to look at part numbers from 45 minutes to less than 3 minutes. Immersive learning allows us to recreate situations that could be high risk or faraway environments. Wildfire prevention is an important task, particularly in California, where Semper is based. Field workers have to go out, they have to inspect the power lines, and that means driving out to a substation that could take a couple of hours, and then have to scour the territory, find the poles, find the infractions, tag them correctly, and get back. Using VR, we created a training situation where they can do all of that in the classroom, and that reduces the amount of time that it takes to do training from about 1 full day in the field to about 20 minutes in the classroom in the VR headset.
What I envisioned was, they put on these goggles and they see a pole, they see the lines, they see these infractions. They can use their tools to code them appropriately, identify them all, get tested at the end, and see where they came close, where they might have missed some steps. They also had the ability to use tools like binoculars or the IR gun. So it was quite impressive. And we did this in a short time span of 5 weeks.
Traditional merchandising studies lead to a process that is highly manual, slow, and expensive. Kellogg's was looking to launch a new product, Pop-Tarts Bites, and the traditional tests said that consumers expect to find new products higher up on a shelf. Using the Qualcomm reference headset, powered by the 845, with embedded eye tracking, we recreated a VR store. We let people shop through it like they normally would. All the while, we tracked exactly what they were looking at, for how long, and why. And we came to 3 conclusions by doing this. The first is that there is a high degree of correlation between the results of traditional tests and those of VR merchandising. The second is that we can do it in half the time and half the cost. But more importantly, eye tracking provided us with behavioral data that allowed us to make a different merchandising conclusion, leading to an 18% total brand increase during testing.
Kellogg's was launching a new product, Pop-Tarts Bites. They needed market data to determine placement, assortment, and the marketing strategy in store.
So in our first testing scenario, we placed the product on a high shelf and added promotional signage and captured shoppers' eye movements as they looked at virtual shelves.
Eye tracking also provided us insights in consumer behavior that otherwise we would have missed. And that led us to a different merchandising conclusion, to place the Pop-Tarts Bites in a lower position, resulting in an increase of total brand sales of 18%.
And finally, we strongly believe that the digital consumer journey that normally goes from web to mobile has to be modernized and extended to account for what people are looking for, and that is to be immersed in a situation, be able to manipulate a product, and collaborate with others while doing that. So again, working with Qualcomm and the Intercontinental Hotels Group, we created a cross-platform solution that is immersive, interactive, and collaborative to increase the sales and the ROI of the meetings and event industry, which is a $330 billion per year industry in the US alone. We're going to be showing this specific example at CES this year, so we invite all of you to come see us in Vegas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rafaela. I can't think of a company that is better positioned to scale XR in the enterprise than Accenture. And speaking of scale, this tees me up perfectly, because no conversation about bringing XR to the masses will be complete without talking about our global operators. Global operators are ushering in the next generation of wireless networks to make 5G and its key benefits high bandwidth, low latency, and high quality of service a commercial reality. XR experiences that are highly compute intensive with high definition video and graphics will benefit greatly from 5Gs, and operators are critical in driving this immersive content and applications over their network to subscribers. To tell us more about what they are doing to bring XR to the masses, please welcome on stage Yasu Yamada from KDDI.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Yamada from KDDI, Japanese carrier. Today, I'd like to talk about the consumer XR experience that KDDI is working on as a service in the 5G era. Focusing on our two assets for consumer XR, visual positioning service, and smart glasses, sorry. And let's take a look at VPS a little more. We have partnered with Silicon Valley startup Staffy to build city-scale 3D location fingerprint maps from satellite photos. With satellite photo, you can create maps over a wider area at a lower cost. Like this, after launching the application and scanning the surrounding landscape, localization is completed in 2 minutes, 2 seconds. And this is from Shibuya, Social Innovation Week in last September. You can place landmarks and virtual signboards on the building wall. And in addition, you can place the floating objects in the sky for fun. This can be seen through smart glasses in addition to smartphones soon. Next, let me introduce our smart glasses project. With Qualcomm, KDDI, and Nreal's collaboration, we now believe that smart glasses for consumer is not just a dream anymore. Nreal Light is a very light and sunglass-shaped device with pretty wide field of view. It's very wide. The FOV is 53 degrees. And you don't need a special unit to operate them, since they are tethered to your 5G smartphone with Qualcomm's Snapdragon. We are also creating co-branded Nreal Light glasses to broaden the scope of demos. AU is KDDI's mobile brand name, having more than 50 million subscribers in Japan. In-store demonstration is being held at the store, our AU Shibuya in Tokyo, from last month with our original applications, such as shooting game and National Treasures viewing. This is very fast for Nreal Light to be demonstrated in actual store. Many visitors enjoyed what they see there with Nreal Light. Some of them even came back for this. A demonstration is also planned at the other stores. And then we are very excited to launch this project successfully in 2020. Thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Yamada-san. KDDI are doing so much more than just building out 5G networks. They're making big strides, big bets, and partnerships to accelerate XR. And because one operator on stage with us today is not enough to talk about all that's happening on this space, please welcome Terry Schusler, Director of Immersive Technology from Deutsche Telekom.
Thank you. Aloha. I'm super excited to be here today to share with you a special preview edition of AR Field Advisor. AR Field Advisor is a cutting-edge spatial computing solution for the remote field support industry from Deutsche Telekom. To build this project required finding partners who could solve key XR challenges with us. Qualcomm, their Snapdragon products accelerate high-quality audio, video, and interaction experiences that we need in XR devices. 6D AI, their spatial mapping technology allows us to provide real-time holographic annotation. Nreal Light, their innovative Nreal Light AR glasses allow us to provide our users with hands-free head-worn experiences. By working in close collaboration with these partners, as well as others like Frozen Mountain, we've been able to build this special preview edition of AR Field Advisor for the Nreal Light glasses. Let's take a look at how it works.
Let's take a look at how it works. A field technician puts on their Nreal Light glasses and plugs it into their phone. Immediately, they see a spatial computing interface that enables them to call an expert. Once the call has been answered, the expert immediately sees what the field technician sees from the exact same point of view using the camera in the Nreal Light glasses. Everything that the technician looks at is spatially mapped in real time. This detailed spatial map allows the expert to holographically annotate directly onto the surface of objects seen through the point of view of the field technician. Detailed reference materials can be shared by the expert and placed spatially by the field technician where it is most convenient for viewing while they perform tasks. AR Field Advisor for Nreal Light glasses, coming in 2020.
So a big mahalo to my colleagues at Deutsche Telekom and T-Systems Multimedia Solutions who have worked laboriously with our partners to make this project possible. And I want to encourage you to come take a look at a live demonstration of this in the demo station area later on. Mahalo. Thank you.
Okay, Terry, since I stayed on stage to watch that video, can you stay with me and answer a couple of questions?
Certainly.
So, why did you focus on remote field support? Just curious.
So every year there's over 2 million people who are aging out of the skilled workforce, a hard skilled workforce. And as newer, younger technicians come into the business, they're challenged with even more complex technical problems that they have to solve. So the knowledge gap that is being created is a real problem, and we need the ability to share the expertise of these skilled workers with as many of the younger technicians as possible.
Okay, makes sense. And what other projects are you creating with the Nreal Light glasses?
So, of course, we're focusing on B2B use cases like this, but we're also very focused on disrupting the consumer space. We believe that the real traction with XR head-worn devices will come from consumer use cases. So we believe there's disruption possible in travel, tourism, retail, both in-store and out, and education, and also, of course, in esports, electronic entertainment, and gaming.
Okay. And why are head-wear devices so important, do you think, for the future of XR?
So headwear devices are important because they allow the user to immerse themselves more in the real world while they're performing tasks. So they can have their hands free, they can socialize with human beings. We move from a heads down society to a heads up society and create a better real world experience for users.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you being here today, Terry.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, what a cast of partners. Thank you so much for all our partners being here today. You help bring our inventions and our XR stories to life. So we did get a glimpse today, I hope you all saw that, of XR driving innovation across so many industries today. But we're not done. To get a glimpse of what's in store for us tomorrow, please welcome back on stage my colleague, but much more importantly, my friend, Hugo Schwartz.
Thank you so much. Thanks. All right. Hopefully you all enjoyed all the guests that we brought on stage. They help us see the impact that XR is having today. Just a quick recap on what we covered today. The Qualcomm, big bet in XR, the success that we have with the products, the different categories, and the span of partnerships across consumer, enterprise, and operators. I'm super excited with both Deutsche Telekom and KDDI publicly saying that they're going to have those AR glasses in 2020 paired with 5G phones. So now, let's turn the page from where we are today to where we're going next. If you look at compute systems, entertainment, telecom, they all evolved. And today, you can have majority of these experiences using your smartphone. Now, what if I told you that in the next few years, I can see a single device that can span from AR to VR, and with the potential to substitute all the displays and screens that we have today. So now is the time. If you're playing Candy Crush, please stop. The next step in enabling this kind of device is here. I'm happy to announce a new platform dedicated to XR that offer premium quality XR and enable never before experiences. Let's take a look in the video. Please, play the video. All right. Introducing the Snapdragon XR2 5G platform. The world's first XR 5G platform, combining XR, 5G, and AI to take immersion, interactivity, and connection to the next level. So we looked for the past few years and used the Snapdragon premium smartphone chips in XR. But through that journey, we learned that you needed a few things that are different from a regular smartphone chip. GPU, you need multi-view. Displays, you need dual displays and other bells and whistles. You need to accelerate certain algorithms in hardware that a smartphone chip doesn't have it. And it has many more features, but I'll save it as I introduce Hiren Bindi to come on stage and talk to you more about it. Now, I want to make sure that we understand and qualify where the XR2 fits in the family of XR products. We announced the XR1 not too long ago. Many new devices for mainstream products. XR1 will still be there. XR2 comes as the premium platform as a next generation of the successful 835 and 845 in XR products. Both are uniquely designed to meet the needs of the different XR users. What's more, as usual, we're not just offering a chip. Yes, of course, we have the leading class chip for XR, but we also offer software and technology that comes together with the chip, specific for XR. As part of the HMD Accelerator
Sebelum mulai,
program, we
jangan
have a
lupa
reference
subscribe channel
design.
namaku Riza, serta aktifkan
I'll leave
loncengnya ya,
a little
biar
suspense
kalian
on the specs for the reference design for the next few months. But I think for the moment that many of you were waiting, I want to now invite Hiren Bindi on stage to give the under-the-hood view of XR2. Hiren, please come on stage. Thank you.
How's everyone doing? All right, let's try this again. How's everyone doing? All right, there you go. So,
Fitur dan kelebihan
first of all,
ini berlaku
as the head
untuk
of
semua
products
kategori
for
video
XR,
ya,
I'm
bukan cuma
extremely
musik.
honored
Di
to
sini
represent
saya
my
contohkan
teams
video yang
live
lain juga
streaming
ya.
around the world here in Maui. So, XR technologies is complicated. Building XR products is even more complicated. Before we get under the hood view, let me just put some things into perspective. Over the last couple of days, we've heard a lot about 5G and the new mobile platform. One of the things that Alex pointed out of how we work is resolving the technology complexities for the betterment of our users. Think about it. Resolving the technology complexities for the betterment of users. And this is even more crucial when we think about XR. Yesterday, Keith and Chris gave you a view into how we think about our chipsets. Today, Hugo gave you an insight into why and where the vision of XR comes into play. And now, putting all these things together, I want to give you insight into why is it really complicated building these XR technologies, but honestly, it's a lot of fun. Understanding the complexities of XR begins with understanding how these products actually are. Look at this device. The displays, the number of sensors, the number of cameras, the number of displays, the different kind of displays, all this to fit into a sleek form factor because the consumers want something that they can wear in their daily lives. The device needs to perform really, really well. And if there's one thing that Qualcomm's really good at, high performance and low power. XR just doesn't stop with high performance and low power. There's another thing which adds more complexity. Low latencies. So it's high performance, low power, and low latencies. You wake up any Qualcomm engineer, the XR engineers in the middle of the night and ask them what's really important as a part of XR products. High performance, low power, low complexities. Now, let me take you as a part of some of these use cases to think about how we think about building XR products. Put on a VR headset, you find yourself in the middle of Manhattan. You look at Hard Rock Cafe on your left, McDonald's on your right. You need to find extreme clear visuals. You hear something, you need to find extreme clear audio. The visuals are important. The audio is important. I want to give you a perspective of how we look at an end user experience and translate those into technology requirements and technology pillars. Specifically, AR pushes this even forward. That is my daughter Gia. When she wore one of her prototypes of 835 a couple of years ago, it was an AR headset, and she saw the solar system in front of her. She said, "Dad, this is awesome." She walked to her favorite planet, Saturn, and tried to touch the rings of Saturn. The interactivity, the aspect of moving in the virtual world, trying to interact with the virtual objects, with your hands, with your controllers, just became a no-brainer. That's what the teams are looking forward to and working on. Visuals, audio, interactivity. Visuals, audio, interactivity, but they're built on more foundations. And that's where the Snapdragon XR2 definition came into play. The Snapdragon XR2 definition was built by thinking about these pillars. The Snapdragon XR2 5G platform was thus defined into the pillars of visuals, audio, and interactivity, but laid on the foundation of AI and connectivity. And in this case, connectivity is 5G. I will walk you through each of these pillars and give you the new introduction of each of these pillars and new features that are being introduced here, and also compare it against our predecessor, the Snapdragon 835 and 845 that Hugo just spoke about. But before that, let me give you a very high-level overview on what this platform has to offer from the SoC perspective itself. The Snapdragon XR2 has incredible performance gains against its predecessor. The Snapdragon 835 today is the most beloved platform in VR and AR, on mobile VR and AR. The CPU and GPU is twice as high performing as compared to its predecessor. The video has 4 times the more pixel throughput. Display has 6 times more native resolution. And to top it all, the AI engine is 11 times better than its predecessor. Again, Snapdragon 835 is our most beloved platform today. We worked on it many years ago, we introduced it 3 years ago, and we see how the platform is being used today. XR2 is the platform of the future produced today. Now, let's walk through each of these pillars. Let's begin with visuals. When we think of visuals, we think of 3 different categories. You put on your headset, you need to look everywhere. It could be video. If you're a gamer, it's graphics. And of course, what you see becomes the most crucial element here, because what you see needs to align with what you see in the real life. The FOV, the display clarity, and hence visuals comes into the categories of display, video, and graphics. Let's begin with gaming. It's extremely important that gaming in XR is very different than what we see in today's consumer electronic devices. And the reason is, as we heard before from some of our partners, gaming with consumer electronic devices is playing a game. In XR, you are in the game. You are a part of the game. And that's why if you see what you see around doesn't align with the real world, it doesn't, the brain says, this is not true. And all the experiences of VR has to align with that. As a part of XR2, for the high performance graphics, we are providing 1.5 times more shader processing than its predecessor, and 1.5 times and 3 times the pixel and texel rates. This is crucial because the shading and the rendering of the games that you're seeing in front of your eyes needs to be really, really important. More importantly is the 3K by 3K per eye native resolution support at 90 frames per second. So that's what we offer in terms of graphics and gaming. Next is video. Gaming is big today, as we heard earlier in the day today, as well as yesterday. But everybody, almost everybody is a viewer. How many of you have seen the movie Frozen 2? Anybody seen the movie Frozen 2? right? Imagine, I mean, I'm a big fan of Frozen 2. Imagine wearing a VR glass and finding yourself in Arendelle, finding yourself with Elsa and Anna and especially Olaf, and enjoying that experience. Now, a mix of these graphics, and watching videos becomes a much more crucial element in VR. And the reason it becomes much more crucial is because you're watching 360 videos. I am proud to announce that as a part of Snapdragon XR2, we continue to support all the features that we already have, but on top of that, for the first time ever, we are introducing a platform that supports 8K at 60 frames per second decode in a 360 video environment. Thank you. I know most of you are looking forward to the luau and the Mai Tais tonight. Me too, but the best is yet to come. 4 times more pixel throughput, and I know there was somebody in the audience yesterday who met me outside and said, what about the high refresh rates? This is what it is. 120 hertz. We're going to be supporting 120 hertz refresh rates in XR. We continue to support advanced color processing with HDR10 and HDR10+, like we've done before in our platforms. However, there's one thing that I want to highlight here. For XR2, we have implemented custom silicon specifically for AR displays. As I said before, high performance and low power is crucial. But what's also crucial as a part of XR experiences is low latencies. The reason it's important is, for example, I look on my right here, I see my friend sitting here. I look straight, I see Alex and Keith sitting here. I see left, I see other folks sitting here. That's the experience I need to have in XR. When I wear my glasses and I look to the right or left, if it's a VR glass, I want to see the world just like it would in the real world. If I'm wearing an AR glass, the virtual object should not be moving. Latency is a crucial element of AR. And so we've added custom silicon to help with specific AR displays. That was the visuals pillar: graphics, display, and video. Now, let's look into the next pillar, that is audio. In the past, when we've introduced our XR products and our XR platform, we have introduced a 3D audio SDK. We've introduced the support of aptX audio, and we continue to support that. However, as a part of Snapdragon XR2 platform, amongst all features, I want to highlight 3 features today. First, specific to gaming. In a VR game, when you are playing with other players or by yourself, you are in the game rather than just playing the game. And when you are in the game, you might have a controller, hand tracking. However, it's also important to interact like you would be there in the real life. So voice UI becomes a very crucial element. For example,
Open door.
the ability for any device or any end product to allow gamers to enable features like this becomes crucially important. Other feature is context detection. How many of you watch late night movies or like playing with your video games late in the night? All right. So I'm one of those guys as well. Audio context detection becomes really important, but you in touch with the real world. Imagine you have a young child, young baby in a different room, and you have a baby monitor there, or your baby sleeping right next to you. You want to be in a situation where the device alerts you. That's where context detection comes into place. So for an example like this, I wish all babies cried that cutely. When my son cried 3 years ago, I'd wake up like there's an earthquake going on. All right, so that was context detection. Next, one of the most crucial elements of XR is social experiences in gaming. Social experiences in gaming is important, especially when players are playing with each other. And that's why multiplayer communication becomes a key crucial aspect. Having the ability for players to talk to each other during these games is very important. So we've looked at visuals as a pillar, graphics, display, video. We've looked at audio as a pillar. Now, I'm excited to talk about a very crucial element, especially for XR, the pillar of interactions. Interactivity in an XR world is very important. For folks who've played or who've tried VR devices and AR devices, you know how important it is to move in the virtual world and interact with the virtual objects in the virtual world. The element that, one of the most crucial element that helps with these interactions is cameras. I'm sure some of you must have been thinking, isn't camera a part of visuals? It is. But cameras also play an extremely crucial role of interactions itself. Cameras are used for multi-purpose tracking in AR and VR devices. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever on an XR platform, on a mobile platform, we are introducing the world's first 7 concurrent cameras. The number of cameras is always important. We've supported multiple cameras in the past using additional combiners or bridge chips. However, having concurrent cameras makes it extremely crucial because when you run these algorithms concurrently, this helps reduce latencies. We are enabling our OEMs to use these cameras however they like. In the front for RGB, up for head tracking, looking for more RGB cameras for video see-through, or for eye tracking or facial lip tracking. We have our own custom variant for the reference device that we are using, that Hugo said we're going to keep it as a suspense for the next couple of months. But our OEMs can use it in any way possible. Again, this is where resolving complexities of technologies to help our customers as well as the end consumers comes into play. Now, I know I see a few faces like, how are you going to use 7 cameras? Weren't 3 or 4 cameras in a phone already enough? Well, let's see these applications. XR devices uses cameras in all these different applications, right from head tracking to eye tracking to controller tracking to facial tracking. And our customers are demanding more cameras day by day. One of the things that Hugo spoke about how did XR2 come into play? When we started designing XR2 and when 835 was being used by our customers, this was one of the key requirements. We do require more cameras. How can you help us get more cameras? More concurrent cameras. And that's where the team started working in enabling this as a part of XR2. The feature that can be enabled with XR2 with these concurrent cameras and interactivity is what I'm going to show you now. In 2017, on this stage, we showed you this feature as something that we see happening in the distant future. Last year, when I spoke about entertainment in Snapdragon 855, I showed you a similar slide saying that, hey, this is something that might come in the future. Qualcomm walks the talk. I am proud to introduce 3D reconstruction and semantic segmentation enablement as a part of XR2. The ability to wear a VR device, map the environment, and transform it to a virtual world, just like you see here, is something that's going to be possible by the technology and by the XR2 platform. Visuals, audio, interactivity. Each of these components, be it the world-class GPU, or the CPU, or the Hexagon DSP, all are enabled by a strong AI engine, 11 times better than its predecessor. And what's going to be possible with that is some of these technologies that you see here. 3D reconstruction, semantic segmentation, object detection, the ability to wear glasses. If you're wearing a VR glass, and then you're in a conference room or in your room, if you're going and walking near a couch, the ability to get that alert, object detection. If you're wearing an AR glass and you want to see a, let's say a shark swimming around the room and going behind the chair, coming in front of a person, going behind the chair again, object occlusion, understanding depth, and also, of course, providing controllers and hand tracking are some of the most crucial elements that are going to be supported in Snapdragon XR2 as AI. What I'm going to talk about next is something Qualcomm has never spoken before: mixed reality. With Snapdragon XR2, we are going to support true mixed reality. What does this mean? The ability to wear a VR glass and see levels of immersions, be it a complete virtual world or the complete real world, still wearing a VR glass with having different levels of immersion. So you're wearing a VR glass, you're in a virtual world, but the ability to have the real world objects in that, or you're seeing the real world and having AR-like experiences with virtual objects is true mixed reality. And we are going to be able to support this with a video see-through for the first time in Snapdragon XR2. Visuals, audio, and interactivity pillars built on the foundation of AI. Now I'm excited to talk about the last but not the least foundation, which is connectivity, and in this case, 5G. I always get asked the question, how do XR and 5G go together? Well, there's a lot of use cases. Some of them our partners have already shared right now. XR2, using Snapdragon and Qualcomm's most powerful modem, is going to enable some of these use cases. I would like to talk about two. One is video streaming. As Nikki Palmer on day one mentioned, video streaming is not going anywhere, and especially in XR. We see video streaming as one of the most key use cases, especially in VR devices. For 360 videos with high resolution, high bandwidth, and low latencies requires 5G. Imagine wearing a VR glass, watching a 360 video movie with high resolution bandwidth, and then watching across in the virtual world. What do we need? We need to see high resolution of that video always being seen through. The latency needs to be ultra low, because when you move your head, it needs to give you the real world experience. What provides high bandwidth, low latency? 5G. That's video streaming. The other use case is gaming. Hugo briefly touched upon boundless XR. We have been able to enable mobile gaming on XR in a huge way. Snapdragon 835 has changed the course of history with mobile gaming and mobile VR. However, one of the key things with which the journey of XR began was to ensure that there are no wires and cables. What this has enabled is mobile gaming, but we also want to use and capitalize on these high fidelity graphics on the cloud and on the PCs. And that's where boundless XR comes into play. Wearing VR devices and being able to use and play the games on the cloud is something that's going to be enabled by 5G. 5G and boundless XR are the future. That's how 5G forms the foundation of the connectivity as a part of XR2. With this, I'd like to summarize what Snapdragon XR2 has to offer. It's the world's first 5G XR platform, providing twice the better CPU and GPU as compared to its predecessor. First, support for 3K by 3K per eye, a dedicated computer vision processor, first platform to support 8K 360 video at 60 frames per second, true mixed reality and a lot of new features. I really appreciate you guys being here. Looking forward to seeing you guys at the Luau tonight. However, the show's not over yet. XR, AI, 5G. We've been speaking about this for the last hour and a half. Every now and then comes a point of time in history where collaboration and partnership between two giants helps push the envelope for any technology forward. I consider this as one of those moments. When we think of AR, when we think of an AR game, it's synonymous with the word Pokemon Go, Pikachu, to talk more about XR, AI, and 5G, I am humbled and extremely proud to call on stage Phil Kesslin, co-founder and CTO of Niantic. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Hiren. Aloha. So I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with all of you in Hawaii. A truly great place for adventuring outside. Being here reminds me of the creation of Pokemon Go and the code name that we came up for that particular title. It comes from a Hawaiian phrase, holo holo, which means to go on an excursion, whether it's a walk, a bike ride, sailing adventure, or a fishing trip, simply for the fun of it. We felt that that phrase really captured what it was we were trying to do with Pokemon Go, and so that became our project name. We wanted to keep it totally top of mind. Adventuring outside is really the heart of Niantic. Our goal and our mission for the company is to get people outside, exploring the world around them, getting a little exercise along the way, and doing it in the company of other people. All of our products capture that vision, from Ingress to Pokemon Go to Harry Potter's Wizards Unite, and they're all built to drive that mission forward. To make it easier for us and for others to create similar types of experiences, we created the Niantic Real World Platform. It powers all of our current products and all of our future products as well. That particular platform contains all the features necessary to create these outdoor experiences, from our augmented reality developer kit and cloud mapping functions to our spatial computing engine, which drives all of our games, and finally, our event. Most people don't know about those. The picture that they showed earlier was of an event, the Pokemon Go Fest. We actually have a great deal of infrastructure needed to actually implement and manage those particular events, whether it's from tens of thousands of people to hundreds of thousands in a particular event. Our goal is to continue to evolve the real-world platform as technology advances, and take that technology to inspire new features in games, both current products and future products, as technology advances. And for that, we are excited, is in building for that future that we're excited to announce our intention to execute a multi-year collaboration with Qualcomm to create a new category of augmented reality glasses aimed at consumers. The reference designs for AR glasses, including the software integration between Snapdragon platform APIs and our Real World platform, are what we see as the outcome of this. And the first design of that will leverage Qualcomm's amazing XR2 platform within our augmented reality developer kit and our cloud mapping features within the Real World platform. Additionally, we intend on leveraging 5G, which has the potential to unlock many of the large-scale multiplayer features that we're currently working on today. Its low latency combined with high bandwidth allow for highly interactive, shared social experiences, which will make adventuring outside even more enticing to our users. We are incredibly excited to combine the expertise and strengths of Niantic and Qualcomm. We're going to leverage Niantic's proven augmented reality hardware, software, and cloud technologies to complement, and we believe that Niantic's proven AR hardware, software, and cloud technologies are a perfect complement to Qualcomm's platform APIs and hardware. And our joint effort is designed to accelerate development of AR glasses for consumers and to move that entire category forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Phil. Super excited to see what XR2 will bring to the industry, and also this amazing partnership with Niantic. So bringing AR to consumers with XR2. Now, let me, as we wrap up our XR session, I want to talk about my favorite use case. And actually, remember the video we started today? Let's go back to it. Here I show a map of how communication evolved with the wireless generations. 1G, voice, analog voice. 2G, digital voice, better quality, SMS. 3G, Many of you, I think, were here when 3G was being developed, and what was one of the killer use cases? Video calling. 4G, better video calling. Now 5G, when XR and AI come together, holographic telepresence. So we are actually excited to show a glimpse into how the future of collaboration based on the Snapdragon XR2 platform is gonna evolve. In a moment, you're gonna see a live demo of a holographic telepresence where participants are collaborating in augmented and virtual reality meeting, just like you may have seen in movies like The Kingsman or Avenger. We've teamed up with Spatial to enable the solution to their customer, Purina. First, let's hear from their customer, Purina.
We're starting to see the effect of the digital age. When you're in a meeting, you really want people to be engaged. When you're sitting passive, listening on the phone, or you're in some type of virtual meeting on the internet, it's very easy to get sidetracked. On average, 70 to 80% of our communication is nonverbal, which is the hand gestures, looking at each other in the eyes, being able to hear tone of structure. And when we went to digital and virtual, whether it's on the phone, whether it's through just text, we lost all the nonverbal communication. So that means in most cases, the most of our message that's ever truly received is 30%. And we all believe that we can multitask. Well, we can multitask, we just can't multi-attention. I know some companies are going to webcams, doing a lot of their meetings that way, so that way there is that nonverbal, but it's still limited. And so, one of the things that we're actually looking at is going down the virtual reality route.
Okay, so now to walk us through this demo using our XR2 platform, I want to invite Jacob Lowenstein, VP of Business Development from Spatial. Jacob, please.
Hello, everybody. So, as you just heard, Purina needed a solution that's engaging and enables nonverbal communication. They fell in love with Spatial, which I'm about to show you. What's insanely exciting about this demo is that it's the world's first to be completely cross-platform and cross-reality. I'm joining in VR through the Snapdragon XR2 prototype headset. Cole will be joining remotely, also in VR, through an Oculus Quest. Bree remotely in AR/MR through a HoloLens 2. And even our brilliant cameraman here, AV, is joining in AR as a full participant using a Snapdragon 855 smartphone. This is especially great because not everyone needs to have the same device. They can join with whichever device they have. So follow me, and we're going to jump into Spatial in an XR2 headset where a couple of my colleagues are already waiting for me. And they're going to be showing us our first use case, which is brainstorming product design with Purina. Thank you. Okay, so through the camera that AV is holding, right, that you're seeing on screen, you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing through the XR2. So, hey Cole, hey Bree, what's going on?
Hey Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
So we've created these photorealistic 3D avatars from a single photo using machine learning. With the processing power of the Snapdragon XR2 platform, we can capture tons of special elements like the opacity of the skin and the fibers of the hair. Furthermore, the eye tracking brings the avatars to life. Now you'll also notice that this room is pre-populated with 2D content. Think of the spatial environment like a living version of your team's project channel that they could return to over and over. And the XR2's unparalleled hand tracking solution is going to enable our avatars to behave realistically, including hand gestures, which are a major part of how we express ourselves. Now, in addition to loading content directly into Spatial, you can also access content from your other devices.
For example, in a design review meeting, we may want to spontaneously do some market research and review last year's line. So I can share my screen and navigate to Purina's website, and the experience feels like we're all in a conference room together sharing a screen. If we had notes or wanted to dynamically edit the document, We can do it all live together.
So now you're seeing that spatial is incredibly useful for collaboration on 2D content. It's also transformative for working on 3D content. As a result, you can now conduct a meeting holographically that would ordinarily require expensive and exhausting travel. Unless, of course, your meeting is in Maui, and then I think 100,000% you're going to travel. Speaking of which, it's suddenly looking very tropical in here.
Sorry, I was a little jealous of all the Snapdragon Tech Summit attendees, but I made sure to include Purina's packaging content as well.
We can take them into our hands and scale them, move them around, and even modify them. With Spatial Scribble, we can annotate where we think modifications need to be made. We can cross out parts that I don't like, or indicate whether or not things need to be moved. And using Spatial's phone app, I can even bring in additional content, like a logo, and swipe it up into the space. We can then pin that logo to the 3D model and plan to add it offline following the meeting.
Oh, cool. Now, after these changes have been made, they persist. This means that the holographic space can be shared with the rest of the company, the design team, the digital agency, or even the merchandising team.
They can also access the content across a variety of different headsets, and even their phone or PC.
So now you've seen how users across multiple locations can leverage different devices in order to collaborate on 2D and 3D information. The use cases have included both the brainstorming and design phases of product development. To wrap up, you'll now see how you can collaborate in big, immersive environments for coordinating merchandising. So I think the first thing you should notice is that I'm suddenly avatar visible wearing a snazzy orange t-shirt. And for me, that's just because spooky season is a 365 affair. But returning to this Purina use case here, after Purina's brainstormed a product and then mocked up 3D designs to refine what they plan to produce, they need to actually sell it. This entails planning the layout of retail areas to determine how to present the product to consumers. Ensuring the plans translate is a process that requires significant travel to stores where the product's being sold.
In this immersive environment, we can note to one another where in the store products should be displayed and how they should be arranged. We can even walk around the store and observe the products from different angles to better understand customer perspective.
You'll notice how beautiful and encompassing the store environment is. With the Snapdragon XR2's graphics capabilities, you can load realistic models and environments, enabling an unprecedented level of immersion.
So despite the team being distributed, you can holographically meet in an environment as if you're really there, rapidly speeding up the process of planning product merchandising.
Cool. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. I guess I'll say aloha, and we'll talk soon.
Bye, Jacob.
Thank you. So as you can see, Spatial's holographic collaboration solution enables you all to work as if you're in the same room, no matter where you are and no matter what device you have. With the Snapdragon XR2 platform and 5G powering the XR devices of the near future, your organization will collaborate more immersively with better graphics and performance. You can also meet for longer sessions due to the XR2's low power consumption, drilled into my brain from here and from the last talk. Combining Spatial with headsets powered by the Snapdragon XR2 platform saves companies like Purina from needless business travel and enables your distributed teams to work more efficiently and more collaboratively together. Spatial is available on today's platforms, including HoloLens 2, Oculus Quest, and Magic Leap, and will be coming to the Snapdragon XR2 powered devices with both eye tracking and hand tracking very, very soon. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you, Qualcomm. Thank you, Hugo. That's all I got.
Awesome. All right. So that sums it up. I hope you are as excited as I am with XR2 and with the partnerships we announced today, Niantic, Spatial. So now I want to invite Don McGuire on stage to make the transition from the future of compute with XR to another compute segment that Qualcomm is shining. Don? Thanks, buddy.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is going to be quick, so I'm going to try to get us caught up a little bit. That was a lot of XR, but that was phenomenal. That spatial demo was phenomenal, right? Okay, so I wanted to just transition from our XR news. For the rest of the day, we're going to be moving into the area of mobile compute and talking about some exciting announcements we have in the area of Windows on Snapdragon. So without further ado, I want to invite to the stage my good friend and colleague, Miguel Nunes, Senior Director of Product Management for Compute. Welcome, Miguel.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm excited here today to be with you in Maui, to share all the work we're doing in the world of compute. It's been an incredible year, and hopefully you'll see today that Qualcomm is more than ever committed to this category, in case any of you had any doubt, to bring the best of mobile to the PC. Let's start with a quick recap of what we've achieved to date. You know, like the theme of the other days, many firsts. We introduced the first gigabit LTE PC, first true multi-day battery life you can believe, first 7nm PC platform, and last but not least, the first 5G PC. Multiple generations of platforms, and we've done all of this in a couple of years, bringing the fast pace of mobile innovation to the PC. Let's take a look at some of the designs our OEMs launched after the past couple of years. Beautiful, thin, fanless designs. And the reason we gave each of you a fan in your bags the other day is because we don't believe that fans should be in your PC. And if you haven't used that fan, use it, it's really good. Long battery life, and that's battery life that's measured in days, not hours. And most of these are premium devices at premium price points. We realize that. And we know that many of you have experienced these devices. I've seen quite a few with you with these devices out here in Maui. And you know and the value that we're bringing to the PC. Our definition and value proposition for the always-on, always-connected PC continues to grow stronger. Productivity and the power of all versions of Windows 10, true connected standby experience, no hibernate, instant on, always productive, and no waiting, just like your phone. And of course, lightning fast connectivity with multi-gigabit LTE speeds. You don't need to search for unsecure Wi-Fi. And the one a lot of people love, no more dragging around your power cord. Battery life that lasts for days, great battery life. And premium levels of performance. And as we expand modern enterprise-based security without all the vulnerabilities that are present in legacy solutions, along with other security features of the platform. And of course, industry-leading 5G. And actually, we're very happy to see 5G being highlighted by the rest of the compute industry as a requirement to drive these experiences to the next level. A quick look at the latest premium devices. The innovative Surface Pro X, which is available in some markets and more markets rolling out. The ultra-thin Galaxy Book S, 11 millimeters thick, tapering down to 6. And of course, Lenovo's 5G PC, be launching soon. But what about other product tiers? These all premium devices. A large portion of the market is still stuck on traditional form factors. What does a typical $500 PC look like? Thick, heavier, not great form factors, poor battery life. You know, we took 6.5 hours from spec sheets. I think you all know you probably have to divide that by 2. And only Wi-Fi. Not capable of supporting next generation experience with AI. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not what we call a mobile PC. And I'm sure you all agree. We've been on this journey redefining the mobile PC, changing many years of legacy, repeat, and all the hard work by Qualcomm's passionate employees. We have some exciting news to share with you today, and we'll play a quick video.
Anytime you try to disrupt a decades-old category, there will be naysayers.
There were a lot of people that just didn't believe that this could happen.
They believe this is going to be Windows RT all over again.
Is it going to be powerful enough? Folks who think that we would never be able to scale this product. Do I really need connectivity? Some skeptics who believe that we won't get anywhere.
I think we've proved them wrong. As the PC industry has tried to move to more mobile computing, there have been barriers that have stood in their way because of the historic architecture.
Everybody feels the pain point of battery life. Everybody wants to be connected all the time.
You can think of it kind of like a chicken and egg problem. You want to make sure that there's applications for this new kind of product, but you need the product out there to get the applications.
What has helped us accelerate that is having Microsoft on board to ignite the ecosystem along with Qualcomm.
The modern workplace is changing.
Things are moving to the cloud. What it means is they're able to get access to their data anywhere they are.
Bringing the best of the mobile into your PC has value, and it brings those experiences that consumers want.
It needs someone like Qualcomm to really go in and really disrupt this space.
Performance is actually more than just how fast your CPU runs. The Qualcomm chipset is built on a heterogeneous computing platform. So we've built very specific cores that are very performant at very efficient power.
An SoC that's highly integrated, it's more than a CPU. It's got your GPU, it's got your multimedia engines, it's got AI engines, it's got your built-in connectivity.
Superior performance, but while not compromising on the ID, thermal, and power.
The OS is able to figure out which cores it needs to run on, and so that gives us the ability to really focus on performance and power at the same time.
You click the power key and the device is on. It has all your emails.
Just think about it. I mean, you touch your device, you power it on.
We are measuring battery life in days, not in hours.
Customers are really excited about it, and they're just blown away.
They're not as heavy to carry around. You can connect anywhere, whether it's over LTE, over Wi-Fi.
Having the LTE connectivity and 5G connectivity is going to introduce a new level of security that is going to help the enterprises protect their data.
Huge enterprises love this product because it allows them to be free.
You don't really realize the little conveniences until you're actually using it. It really is a game changer.
We're excited today to introduce this expanded portfolio of Snapdragon compute platforms.
This will enable us to bring these powerful experiences to everyone.
And not just offering AI at the premium tier or at the mainstream tier, but all the way down at the entry tier.
There's work coming with future SoCs that are going to take the compute platform even farther forward, and so work on those projects has already started.
Qualcomm's DNA and who we are, inventing things and bringing these extreme, bold, new, creative experiences to life.
Think of the next generation as they grow up. They are expecting that all the devices are connected anywhere, anytime.
What we're trying to do is bring the best of the smartphone to the PC to make the PC experience more relevant again.
With our expanded portfolio and 5G, we are redefining mobile computing.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining the Snapdragon 8cx, we are thrilled to announce our 7C and 8C compute platforms to create a complete compute portfolio. Okay, you get my good side? Yeah? Get the mic, it's cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we're introducing these platforms to address entry-level, mainstream, and premium mobile PCs. We're taking these premium experiences to more price points and performance levels with our OEM partners. We believe that everyone deserves a modern PC experience. Long battery life, always connected, fast connectivity. Ladies and gentlemen, we believe that there needs to be a Snapdragon for everyone. There are many features and capabilities that work together to define user experiences. And when we optimize these user experiences, we do so across all of our product tiers. We believe that it's important to be performant, be efficient, provide security, and offer fast connectivity, and deliver modern experiences with AI, which you've all heard about AI over the past couple of days. It's very important in a computing product as well. And we do this across, again, all of our platforms, not just premium. Let's dig deeper into each of these pillars that define the Snapdragon PC experience. When consumers think about performance, it's not just GPU and CPU anymore. The world has changed. The top things people care about, which I expect a lot of you here would relate to, heavy PC users. Long battery life, fast internet speed, and startup times, because nobody likes waiting. Cool and thin devices. Consumers view all of these as measures of performance in addition to CPU and GPU. All Snapdragon compute platforms are designed to meet these expectations. We will deliver multi-day battery life, instant on, and fast connectivity across all of these tiers of products. Let's take a look at the second pillar. We live in a connected world, making security and connectivity very, very important. With LTE and 5G, users can now connect secure from anywhere, reducing the risk of connecting to unsecure Wi-Fi, especially business users. And with support for Microsoft's Secured Core PC initiative, devices are now protected with the hardware root of trust that help defend against firmware-level attacks, which are very common today. In fact, the Surface Pro X is the only Surface that ships by default as a secured core PC. We have other great features like GPS, which most people aren't used to in a PC, that will enable great geofencing capabilities, enabling device tracking, location access policies that will help keep business data secure. In summary, all tiers of the Snapdragon compute platform offer comprehensive security and great connectivity solutions for both consumers and business users. Let's take a look at this third pillar. AI is changing user experiences by making devices smarter. Everything from improved voice, you've seen a lot of examples over the past couple of days, gesture recognition, in some of these modern PCs, improving pen experiences, improving drawing, handwriting recognition, and with improved security, biometric improved security, and other massive improvements to computational photography. In fact, you may have seen one of these experiences demonstrated at the Surface Pro X launch event, and we have a demo for you this afternoon to show you how this works. It's a feature called gaze correction, or gaze technology feature. This feature adjusts the appearance of your eyes on a video conference, maintaining eye contact with the person you talk to, creating a much more personal connection than you just staring at that camera. This feature sounds fairly simple, but requires a significant amount of computational power. Normally, such a feature on an x86 PC would draw an additional 15 watts of power in addition to whatever it's using, which, if you calculate, makes this feature very difficult on most PCs today. Using the Qualcomm integrated AI engine, this feature consumes 50 times less power, only 300 milliwatts. You heard me correctly. I said 50 times less power. And we believe in delivering these efficient AI experiences across all of Snapdragon compute tiers, not just premium. Let's take a look at these platforms. We start with the 7C. We are upgrading the entry-level PC. Let's take a quick video of this platform. One back, please. We're out of sequence. We'll get there. Our exciting new 7C compute platform delivers an octa-core Cryo CPU and Adreno GPU graphics engine with up to 25% better system performance than competing platforms. The AI engine brings greater than 5 TOPS of performance. This is more AI performance, ladies and gentlemen, than what is possible in our competitors' premium tier, and this is our entry tier. All of this exceptional performance and efficiency allows us to deliver up to 2 times the battery life in this entry tier versus our competitors' platforms. And of course, the integrated Snapdragon LTE modem enables the always connected experience. With all of this, we are upgrading the entry-level PC. As you heard on day one, modules are becoming an increasingly important to enable all of these different categories of products, including computing. We've integrated all of these key components, application processor, Wi-Fi, memory, all the things that make up the system, all into a single package. And we're including the modem and RF. This system in a package will be certified with operators worldwide. This will eliminate the need for OEMs in the compute world to have complex RF and design expertise to develop these great innovative products. This will enable faster time to market, reduce development cost, and it's another step we are taking to upgrade the entry-level PC, which will bring better form factors and devices for consumers. Next, let's take a look at the mainstream segment. With our 8C Snapdragon compute platform, we are revitalizing the mainstream PC. Quick video. The 8C is an energy-efficient 7-nanometer solution that was purpose-built for compute. Yes, we can build 7-nanometer parts. Bringing instant-on, multi-day battery life to mainstream Windows 10 PCs. I know some of you got that. The Snapdragon 8C platform delivers up to 30% faster system-level performance. And in this mainstream tier, we will deliver over 6 TOPS of dedicated AI acceleration, integrated X24 LTE modem, or our X55 5G solution, enabling multi-gigabit speeds for seamless cloud computing. 8C, just like our other platforms, will enable always-on, always-connected experience, beautiful, and remember, fanless designs. And at the premium level, we of course have 8cx, delivering our extreme performance, extreme battery life, and extreme connectivity, if you remember from last year. With this expanded portfolio, we're now able to deliver the best mobile experience to more users. Here with us to talk today about the ecosystem is Nicole from Microsoft. Please join me in welcoming Nicole.
So digital transformation is the topic of the day. It's a phenomenon that's fueling organizations, both their success and their failure. And it really starts with people. How do we empower people? We have to empower them with awesome technology, enabling them to create more, to do more, to solve more. Through our collaboration with Qualcomm, we're enabling digital transformation through devices, through services, and through connectivity. This combination of localized compute, services like Microsoft 365, and a powerful cloud make it possible to do things that have simply never been possible before. So let's dive into what's making it possible. It starts with joint innovation on Qualcomm-powered devices. Microsoft and Qualcomm are working together to deliver intelligent edge devices. There's so many options at different price points for businesses, for consumers, for students. Now, today's computers look different because they are different. They are packed with technology, things like solid-state drives in Z-height. What does this mean for customers? It means speed, durability, great design, and security. The current generation of connected PCs built on Qualcomm Snapdragon 850 compute platform include the Samsung Galaxy Book 2, the Lenovo Yoga C630. Customers are giving us such great feedback about these devices. They love the all-day battery and instant-on capability. This is giving them unprecedented productivity. The next generation of devices includes the Samsung Galaxy Book S, Microsoft Surface Pro X, and coming in 2020, the Lenovo 5G PC. These devices have incredibly long battery life, they're attractive and ultra-thin designs, and so importantly, they are cloud connected. This gives businesses the experience they need and consumers the experience they love. The Qualcomm portfolio of devices is enhanced with the introduction of 7C and 8C compute platforms that Miguel just talked about. This new innovation will empower businesses, frontline workers, and students around the world, providing great performance and very long battery life, now at entry-level price points. We have seen incredible innovation from PC manufacturers on the premium Snapdragon 8cx chips. Now we get to bring this to new lower-cost devices for customers. This is also a new opportunity for channel partners, and it will enable us to reach even more customers into the emerging markets. And finally, as the market opportunity for ARM devices grows, so too is the opportunity for application developers to further optimize their solutions for ARM64. Examples like Microsoft's new Edge browser and Adobe's announcement that they're bringing their entire Creative Cloud suite to ARM64. More applications means better experiences. So we've talked about devices. What's important about a device is the experience it gives a customer. So let's talk a little bit about the services. Traditionally, a person buys a PC, it comes with Windows, they buy Office, they buy some applications. If they're an enterprise, they get some services to put on top of that. Somebody has to select and manage and install those processes. We're evolving the business model to Device as a Service, or DaaS. This is a complete connected solution that includes Windows 10, Office 365, enterprise mobility and security. And what does it do? It unlocks the creator in all of us. It fuels teamwork, and it helps businesses to secure their users, their data, and their devices. It helps organizations to simplify their hardware management, implementing end-to-end rollout, freeing up their IT staff while securely connecting to business-critical applications. It also offers intelligence and analytics to help to manage setup, configuration, and upgrade to their next great device. The common thread in all of this is the ability to be always on and always connected. That is really fundamental. So let's talk about connectivity. The third element for transformation is 5G connectivity. 5G will accelerate a new wave of computing, a rapid increase of IoT and edge devices. There's a significant opportunity for devices to take advantage of processing very high volumes of data at much faster speeds. There are so many great examples of what 5G will do for customer experiences. First, I'll talk about Windows Virtual Desktop. Over remote, PC users can connect a high-performance desktop-level application, so like a 4D presentation, with very low latency. We recently spoke to an architecture firm that's designing city blocks. Now, with the low latency of 5G, a client can actually walk through the model and experience the architect's vision. Next is OneDrive. Movie downloads that would typically take 6 minutes to download will now take 3 seconds. And finally, mobile phones provide just a fantastic on-the-go gaming experience, and Microsoft is committed to creating more ways to play. Next year, we will bring Project xCloud to Snapdragon-based Windows PCs, and with 5G, those games are gonna rock. Digital transformation on the intelligent edge has never been more achievable. Through our collaboration with Qualcomm and PC manufacturers, intelligent edge devices are faster, they're more affordable, more functional, and more connected. I want to say a very big thank you to Miguel and the Qualcomm team for having me here today. The next generation of Snapdragon-based PCs will continue to give customers great performance and battery life. And when coupled with powerful services like Microsoft 365 over leading-edge 4G and 5G connectivity, digital transformation is real, and it's here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Nicole. We're excited about working with Microsoft on this digital transformation, as we believe 5G will offer exciting opportunities that will accelerate this transformation. And we believe that 5G millimeter wave can elevate these user experiences to new heights, bringing gigabit speeds, multi-gigabit speeds, ultra-low latency, and virtually unlimited capacity to a wide range of devices, including PCs. Today, most offices have Wi-Fi connectivity. With 5G millimeter wave private networks, enterprises can realize the modern workplace, bringing enhanced performance, security, and user experiences that are not possible with today's connectivity solutions. We've conducted various speed tests, system-level simulations in our headquarters in San Diego, and we achieved medium throughput of 5 gigabits per second indoors within the office locations. 5G will take these use cases like cloud computing that Nicole talked about, real-time collaboration, and this immersive telepresent experiences to the next level. To talk about some of these modern experiences, I would like to welcome Eric from Zoom.
Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you, Eric.
It's a pleasure to be here representing Zoom. My name is Eric Yu, Hardware Partnership from Zoom. We are excited to announce our partnership with Zoom, with Qualcomm on Snapdragon Compute. Let me give you some background about Zoom video communications. I believe many of you have used Zoom before. Headquartered in San Jose, California, Zoom offers video-first unified communications with a reliable cloud platforms for video and audio conferencing, collaboration, chat, phone, and webinar across mobile devices, laptop, desktop, phone, and room system. Zoom is known for just work every single time. Founded in 2011 by Eric Yuan, Zoom went public on NASDAQ April 2019. Gartner, the world's leading information technology research firm, positioned Zoom in leader quadrant of 2019 meeting solutions. With over 2,200 employees worldwide, 18 global offices, and 15 global data centers, Zoom truly has global reach. Our global user base continues to grow healthy and rapidly, with year-over-year 96% revenue growth, 3-year cash flow positive. Our customers love our product and services based on consistent high Net Promoter Score. In fact, customers who switch to Zoom report big increase in performance, trust, and engagement. Over 90% see increase in performance and video usage. Over 80% report greater sense of trust and engagement. Zoom is built for modern team. We bring HD video and audio to your meeting with support up to 1,000 video participants, 49 videos on screen. We have built-in collaboration tools so multiple participants can share content simultaneously and co-annotate the content. Recording and transcript locally and to the cloud with searchable transcript. Meet securely with streamlined calendar integrations. Team chat, support group, searchable histories, built-in file transfer, 10-year archive. Coming January, we will add simultaneous translations, meeting timeline, which archive who in the meeting, action note, searchable transcript. So you don't have to take meeting note anymore. Also, we add immersive PowerPoint presentation and the video as virtual background to improve your user experience, no matter where you are. Zoom is highly adapted to network condition, but to maximize user experience and the capability of our platforms. Low latency and high bandwidth can really push this limit. We are excited to demo prototype Windows Zoom client running in native ARM64 this afternoon. Tests show fantastic result on Snapdragon compute laptop. I have personally used Surface Pro X for a week, and it works fantastic. The long battery life, fanless design, dual 4K monitor support on Snapdragon compute laptop is incredible. And we are really excited about Snapdragon and 5G. Zoom will be able to take mobile experience, mobile collaboration experience, and video conferencing to the next level. Make it more accessible to broader audience. More people can Zoom anywhere, anytime. Thank you. Thank you, Mika.
Thank you, Eric. Thanks, Eric. We're really excited to be working with partners like Zoom as we enable this next generation of user experiences. We're amazed how quickly this digital transformation is happening in the enterprise. As an example, we would like to show you a video of Southland Industries, an enterprise who is leading the way in this digital transformation. Let's look at this video.
At Qualcomm, connectivity is in our DNA. We brought you 3G, we brought you 4G, and now 5G is the new unifying platform for connectivity that we're going to use to now expand into new industries.
Southland is one of the largest MEP contractors in the country. They specialize in mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. In the past, to be able to accomplish the collaboration that we needed, we were replicating 50 terabytes across 17 different locations. To remove all those copies, we moved everything to Microsoft Azure, and to access that data, we're using WorkSpot virtual workstations on Azure.
With enterprises moving to the cloud, productivity applications, collaboration applications, and WorkSpot Virtual Desktop, users need to be connected. That connectivity needs to be fast and secure. With the Snapdragon Compute Platform, we wanted to bring the best of the smartphone to the PC to enable thin, sleek, fanless designs with great battery life, always on, always connected, anytime, anywhere.
Now that we've moved all of our data to Azure and we're using WorkSpot VDI to access that data, we want to allow our users to really be able to be mobile and have the ability to access that data anywhere they are. With 5G, we're removing the barriers and providing more opportunities to be more productive. By using the Snapdragon technology, they have high speed, long battery life, and are able to access this data from any location.
We are redefining mobile computing with 5G. Higher bandwidth, lower latencies.
This 5G experience on PCs is going to revolutionize what consumers and enterprise users are able to experience.
We're very excited about our transition to the Snapdragon 5G compute platform, which will complement our migration to the cloud.
As more and more data moves to the cloud, 5G is going to transform how people do things and where people do things.
When you take 5G technology and combine it with the Snapdragon compute platform, we will revolutionize the always-on, always-connected PC experience.
It's great to see how these progressive companies like Southland Industries, with award-winning IT organizations, are integrating Snapdragon technologies to improve productivity, enable true mobility. 5G will take these experiences to the next level. What else are we doing to enable this modern workplace? We've taken our 8cx platform and we've optimized it specifically for business customers. Taking an already great platform and improving performance further with 9 TOPS of dedicated AI acceleration, increased security, enterprise-grade security, blazing fast 5G, Wi-Fi 6, We're delivering the best productivity experiences that enterprise users need. In summary, unless you guys want to go for another couple hours, huh? In summary, today we've added 7C and 8C to our Snapdragon compute portfolio to enable these real, always-on, always-connected PCs, delivering incredible battery life and these next-generation AI experiences across premium, mainstream, and entry tiers. And we don't need a special project name for these products. They all deliver these great capabilities. We are enabling Snapdragon for everyone. And in case you're wondering, yes, we have supply. Thank you, and mahalo. I would like to welcome Don back on stage.
All right, Miguel, thank you. Miguel is not the only one who gets to wear a t-shirt on stage. So you see me, so you know what that means. We're almost over. So hang with me for a few more minutes. We started off this week, we kicked it off with a video at Snapdragon Tech Summit this year with a simple thought that everyone deserves a device experience powered by the best. Cristiano spoke about scaling 5G, the realities of how this unified connectivity fabric is being built to deliver capacity, reliability, coverage, and most importantly, next-level experiences. Then Alex came on and continued that theme of scale by sharing the details of the Snapdragon 765 and how 765 will allow our partners to bring 5G to billions of people with a global feature set designed for devices that scale across price points. But that was just the setup for what was always at the heart of Snapdragon Summit, our next generation flagship mobile platform, the Snapdragon 865, AKA the beast, AKA the best. Our team of talented Qualcommers then took you for a ride on a journey ranging from development to feature delivery, providing tangible proof points, showcasing once again how our tiny little dragon